Hi guys, I'm going to do a video here. I got a new deal for my eachine. I got a Lemon RX PPM dual antenna diversity receiver that I'm going to install on my eachine Racer 250 and utilize my dx6 radio. Now I've been going to do this for quite some time, but I see on YouTube and in RC groups that they're having a lot of problems with the orange RXs with PPM on the DSMX receivers for range issues. Now I don't want that, so done a little bit of research and I think that this is going to work out okay. There's one other fella on there, I think it's that put a YouTube video up about doing this with his Spectrum dx6 radio. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same, and I think he's done most of the homework on the settings of the radio, so that might make it easier for me. But anyways, this will be my first vid, and then I'll do another video when I get all this working. Now, I'm just going to do another little video. I'm partway through. I've got the CPPM receiver, the Lemon RX one, mounted here. I've got it plugged in. Now, how I've got it wired right now is the red and the black stay in the same location in the CC3D, and the white signal wire to pin number 8 in the CC3D. I've got it wired that way right now. I've got it bound, and once I got it bound, there's a button right here that you press, and I've got the fail-safe set in the receiver as well. So now I'm just going to carry on with this and hook it up to the Libra Pilot, set it to PPM and set everything, and then I'll give you another update on how things are going. I'm just going to get back. I got everything put in it. I got the PPM receiver. You can see where I've mounted the antennas to get, because it's a diversity, it's a Lemon PPM full diversity receiver, and I got it all hooked up and I got it set up on the Libra Pilot, and I've got it hooked to my DX6, and it was quite a deal doing it. I did some numbers off of a guy on the internet. I can't remember the username that he used, but anyways, he gave me some numbers, but I ended up going back to 000 because what I did was I went to the eachine radio and I went in and looked at all the numbers that was set on that. So I set this radio here exactly the same. So there's no expo, there's no endpoint adjustments or nothing on the other radio. It's all set at 100%. So I did that with this one, and I've got it on Libra Pilot. I set it to the PPM settings, and I went through the whole thing. Now, it also said on the internet that he reversed a few channels, so I wrote that down, and that was a mistake as well, because I should have just left all the channels the same way when I programmed it and then made sure all my functions were right, because I ended up having to switch them back on the CC3D. So I did this 3 times or 4 times with the radio to get everything working right, because I ended up changing everything back. I went all my on reverse on the Spec DX6, I put all at normal and did all my changing on the CC3D on Libra Pilot. And once I got it all done and I've got it ARM and all that, I tried it and I couldn't even fly it. It was, oh my god, it was crazy. I couldn't fly it. I crashed it. I broke a couple props out back just trying to hover it. And I come in and I couldn't figure. I said, what is going on? Because there's no expos or nothing. Now I ended up setting 10% expos on the ailerons, the rudder, and elevator, and it helped it a little bit outside, but it was nothing. So what it ended up being was I had to reverse on my radio this switch, the G switch, for my flight control, because I was on full mode. I wasn't on stabilized mode whatsoever. So I reversed that. So now when all your switches are in the spot closed and you start it up and none of your switches and your throttle's down, it's in stabilization mode. Before it wasn't. It was just in regular mode, and it was a handful. So I've got it now by reversing this switch. I've got it now so it starts up in stabilization, and then I can flick it back. But I thought I had big troubles, and I wasn't really too happy with dx6 versus that FR Sky. But if you know anybody or anyone a comment or something and needs another radio, I will sell that eachine radio. I have the receiver right here. Now, one other thing that I found on this when I was putting my PPM receiver in from Lemon, that I can't now, I can't turn my lights on from a radio. Now, there's probably a way to do it. I've been sitting here just looking and reading and online here, but I haven't come up with nothing yet. If anybody that sees this video comes up with something, let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. Now, my next step that I'm going to do with this in an upcoming video, and I'll keep you posted on it, but I have the DX6, and I bought the TM1000 telemetry receiver, and I'm going to mount this TM1000 telemetry receiver right to here, and I'm going to get my battery voltage, and I'm going to get lay it the sensor down here below it, so every time I put my battery on, it'll give me the battery temperature. I can also get RPM as well. Not that I really need it. I'm more just worried about the battery. And it'll give me in voice every so often that I can program on this in voice. It'll give me my battery voltages as I'm flying. So now when I've got the goggles on, because I'm not using the other radio and I've got the goggles on, I'll also have voice control as well on my battery voltages. But anyways, it is an easy job if you really knew what you were doing, but I got through it, and it probably took me a better part about 3 hours. So if you got any questions or anything on how I did it, I can answer some questions in the comments. So that's it. It's not too bad, and it's a very cheap deal, and I hope my range is good. Everybody says it is. Have a great day.